The enormous Imperial flagship Dominion cast its shadow across Earth's moon as Supreme Commander Dax surveyed the blue-green planet from the bridge. Earth was the final holdout in this sector, the last world to resist integration into the galactic empire that spanned 3 spiral arms of the galaxy. "Such a shame," Dax said, 6 fingers drumming against the polished obsidian command console. "They could join us willingly and enjoy the benefits of Imperial protection. Instead, they choose defiance." First Officer Wren approached with a formal bow. "The demand has been transmitted, Supreme Commander. We've given them 12 Earth hours to respond." "Excellent." Dax's thin lips curved into what passed for a smile among his species. "Prepare the demonstration force. When their leaders inevitably reject our generous terms, we'll eliminate one of their smaller cities. That usually brings the rest to heel quickly." Imperial intelligence had classified humans as a Level 3 civilization, capable of limited space travel within their own system but lacking the technology for interstellar journeys. Such species typically surrendered after a single show of Imperial firepower. The Empire had conquered hundreds of worlds this way, with minimal resistance. "Sir," Communications Officer Trell interrupted, "we're receiving a response already. Only 20 minutes have passed." Dax raised an eyebrow ridge. "Eager to submit, perhaps? Put it on the main display." The holographic screen flickered to life, revealing a human with weathered features and gray hair, wearing a simple blue uniform adorned with minimal insignia. "I am Admiral James Mason of Earth's United Defense Force," the human began, his voice level and controlled. "We have received your ultimatum demanding Earth's immediate surrender, the installation of an Imperial governor, and the conscription of 30% of our population for labor and military service." The Admiral paused, his eyes hard. "Our response is as follows. Leave now. This is not a negotiation." Dax laughed, the sound echoing across the bridge. "Perhaps you misunderstand your situation, Admiral. We have a fleet of 300 warships positioned throughout your system. Your primitive defenses cannot hope to." "We understand perfectly," Mason interrupted, "which is why I've been authorized to share something with you." The human's image was replaced by what appeared to be historical footage, scenes of Earth's wars, spanning centuries, images of trenches filled with mud and bodies, cities reduced to rubble, mushroom clouds rising over landscapes, guerrilla fighters ambushing mechanized columns, urban warfare tactics, cyber attacks crippling infrastructure. For most of our history, Mason's voice narrated over the images. Humans have fought humans. We've perfected the art of war against ourselves. We've developed weapons specifically designed to kill our own kind. We've mastered strategies to break not just bodies, but minds and spirits. The images shifted to scientific laboratories, testing facilities, and manufacturing plants. "When your scout ships first appeared in our system 5 years ago, we unified. For the first time in our history, all nations pooled their military and scientific resources toward a single goal, preparing for you." Dax's expression darkened. "This changes nothing. Your primitive weapons are not primitive anymore." Mason cut in as the display showed new schematics. "We reverse-engineered the technology from your scout ship that crashed in the Arctic. We're even adapting it to our existing weapons platforms. But more importantly, we studied you, your tactics, your biology, your psychology." The screen displayed detailed anatomical diagrams of various Imperial species, alongside chemical formulas and delivery systems. "We've developed toxins specifically tailored to your biology, psychological warfare techniques designed for your cognitive patterns, viral agents that will only affect Imperial species." Mason's face reappeared. "We cannot defeat your empire in conventional warfare, Commander Dax. But we can make conquering Earth so costly that it will drain Imperial resources for decades." Dax felt a chill at the use of his name. Their intelligence was better than expected. "You're bluffing," he said, but uncertainty had crept into his voice. "Perhaps." Mason nodded slightly. "But consider this. We've transmitted detailed instructions for making these weapons to every human colony in the solar system, along with the technical specifications of Imperial ships. If you attack Earth, survivors will scatter throughout the system with this knowledge. We'll hunt them down, Dax snarled. You'll try. But humans are very good at hiding, at waiting, at striking when least expected. Mason leaned forward. And here's what your intelligence reports probably didn't tell you. Humans hold grudges. We remember those who harm us. For generations. Mason's expression remained calm, but his voice hardened. If you attack Earth, the Empire will never know peace again. Every colony world, every outpost, every ship will live in fear of human survivors seeking revenge. Not for years, Commander Dax. For centuries. The bridge fell silent. You have 6 hours to begin withdrawing your forces, Mason continued. After that, we will consider your presence a declaration of war, and we will respond accordingly. The transmission ended. For several moments, no one on the bridge spoke. Finally, First Officer Wren cleared his throat. Supreme Commander, this is clearly a desperate bluff that cannot possibly— Get me Imperial intelligence, Dax interrupted. I want verification of everything in that transmission, and scan for any unusual energy signatures or deployments in the system. An hour later, Dax stared at the reports with growing unease. Imperial intelligence confirmed that humans did indeed have a psychological profile matching Mason's claims. Long-term studies of pre-contact Earth had documented their capacity for multigenerational vendettas and their tendency toward asymmetric warfare when outmatched. More disturbing were the sensor readings showing unusual radiation signatures consistent with the weapons Mason had described, positioned throughout the solar system. Dax made his calculation. The Empire had many worlds. This one small planet, with its troublesome species, wasn't worth the risk. Begin withdrawal procedures, he ordered. Sir, Wren looked shocked, but the Emperor expects. The Emperor expects me to make strategic decisions, First Officer. We'll find another approach to bring Earth into the fold. One that doesn't involve creating an enemy that will plague us for generations. As the Imperial fleet disengaged, Admiral Mason watched from Earth's orbital command station. They're leaving, his second-in-command said, surprised. Mason nodded. For now. Sir, those weapons we showed them, most of them don't actually exist yet. No, Mason agreed, but they will. And next time, our bluff won't be a bluff. He turned back to the viewport, watching the Imperial ships disappear into the darkness. That's the thing about humans, he said quietly. We don't make threats, we make promises.